Anything that isn't an actor or the cameras or the lights are kind of down to the designer really, and it's about sort of realising the path through the film and visually. I mean, everything we shot non-chronologically became a major, not on screen, but a major issue for my department, because we got snow when we shouldn't have snow. You know, we've got ice and snow when it was, you know, going to fit with a scene that had no snow in it. With no fake snow around, it was just completely, you know, arduous. Finding the right van that would effectively be a set and a recording studio, and you know, generate power, and be somewhat anonymous on the street was quite a task. And then housing the cameras, albeit they were small cameras, they weren't that small, and they had to be not seen. We had the sort of portals, the gaps between, or the places, the meeting points between our world and hers, or theirs, were, you know, fairly quickly became, you know, derelict houses. And I remember distinctly talking about this with John and thinking, well, that'll be fine. You know, derelict houses, you know, there'll be plenty of them there. I'd shot in Glasgow before. I'd seen how bits of it were degenerated and fairly, you know, derelict. I thought that would be fine. You know, nothing further from the truth. Couldn't find any. And the reason we couldn't find any was that those that were actually empty had been blocked up and, you know, knocked into such decrepitude that it made no sense that anyone would walk into it. It was just too far gone, you know. You can't change the idea because, you know, you need to find something simpler. You've got to push on with the idea, and the idea was a sound one, so we had to create them, basically. Essentially, it was always this kind of nemescus floor, if you like, that the victim would sink into and she wouldn't. And in that sense, obviously, we knew immediately that the victims would need to sink into a liquid, and a liquid would be shiny. And so we thought the best way to get the great contrast would be a reflection. And John was, you know, as with all the scenes, keen to shoot all of it in camera. And what couldn't be created would need to be enhanced, but the mantra, the dogma is always to shoot something, never to shoot nothing and create afterwards, you know. So I built a stage floor that was black glass, basically. And then within that was a tank of the black liquid, within which was a platform that once the actor started, or the victim started walking onto, it sank, with a bladder inside it which released air as they went in to counteract the Archimedes effect so that it didn't flow over onto the floor.